So, hello team, we're live on Instagram, and we're live on YouTube. We're YouTubing it up today. There's a strange delay on YouTube in my service that I'm using with YouTube. Okay, we are here. When this number goes around and gets back to this number, we'll be done. Now, what is going on with this guy? I'm trying to get Revision Gallery with us. Thank you, the _ Skrauss followers, cave dwellers. Team has been, team will be. All right, so today I started out my day really well. I went to, cute, low quality video, high quality sound. Come on, Revision Gallery, stand by. Okay, so here we are, everybody. Welcome to the neighborhood. Just a person in your neighborhood. Person that you meet when you're walking down the street. I'm a person that you meet each day. I'm the Skrauss. I paint things, I make videos, I sulk, and I excel at breaking out of feeling sorry for myself. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Oh, maybe we'll move this one over here. Take a look at that painting. Put it right next to you there. All right. So, you should see this setup. It's a 3-camera setup. We are open and in business. This is the painting. This is the picture of the peg-legged monkey being sent back to Earth. There's not much difference in it since yesterday because I spent well, I wasn't here yesterday, but the last time I was here, there was not much difference because I spent most of the time ditzing around. That's the stage I'm at. I'm at the ditz around stage. There are crumbs on the floor when I dumped out all those donuts. All right. So feel free to ask me anything. We're still working on getting, Revision Gallery with us, but it's just not happening today for some reason. Okay, go live. I don't understand it. Okay, so let's see what we got. What are we working on? What? This is the extent of my marketing. I feel like I should be holding this at the end of the freeway exit. Oh, you know, I forgot water. I'll be right back. Coffee cans are perfect for your water. They do everything you need when you want water or storage of any kind. This is a double cell phone, one webcam production. My second cell phone just doesn't seem to be operating the way I might want it to. Start all over. Second connection. But wait. That's not even live either. Alright, something's going on here. Oh. I see. Well, is YouTube even working? Okay, well, it looks like YouTube is working. Where's my mic? Testing the mic. Oh, got it. All right, sorry. I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong bar. Well, everybody on Instagram, you're not doing it for me today. This is the Kenosha Muses. Okay, so that was an old story. Why is it not doing it? Trying to look for a way to go. What? No, I don't understand how to operate this iPhone. Bear with me, please. It's not doing anything. I want. Neither is my phone, which is right underneath you. Okay, so got this. It's just not connecting. Oh, why not? Why not? Okay, let's see if this works out. I guess Revision just doesn't get to join us today. We're open. This is the painting. Okay, so let's do something. Let's make it happen. Let's pretend something is actually going on here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to squirt some. This is glazing fluid. Great. Glazing fluid. Okay. Come on, Instagram. Oh, this is infuriating. Excuse me. I'm sorry. This might be the most boring live stream ever, YouTube, but it's just not working out for me. On other platforms. Oh yeah, there I am. Hello, Instagram. Turns out Instagram only works live when I'm using data, when I'm using my data. Yeah, thanks for nothing from Milwaukee. I don't like to spend money. Right. I will now step over here and put this by you so that I don't get too close and scare you. Unfortunately, you can't see my palette. If I had a mirror here, you'd be able to see it, but we're not going to look at it today. I started with some glazing fluid. Oh, we're 5 minutes in, Instagram, you're late. Now I'm going to add some more fur to Anubis here. Let's do it with brown color. In some ways, all browns look alike. In some ways, they don't. It depends on what you want. If you want like gray, if I wanted a neutral gray and I put down a cool gray, it would just look blue to me. If I put down blue, it would look even bluer. So we got the brownish. Gonna mix it up with my spatula knife. Not a technical term. Oh, add some white. Adding too much white makes it look like frosting. All right, I'm so glad that I got YouTube going today because that means I have awesome audio, and it means I have the ability to save this video. So if you want to see the one with awesome audio edited, all the good parts edited together, you're going to have to go to YouTube. For instance, the top of my head is not cut off on YouTube. It looks like this. Yeah. Okay. So, there we are. Look at this painting. Much better. Alright. And it turns out when you add white to brown, it just looks like gray flesh tone. But let's go with that. Let's see if we can make that happen and look like fuzz. Ah. Prepare to be bored. Come on. Alright, this thing keeps twisting. Alright, my equipment sucks ass. Oh, I know what we're gonna do. Excuse me, stand by. Oh, wouldn't that have been easier? Yeah, okay, here. Oh, actually, well, hang on. Sorry, YouTube. Now, YouTube will go loco like this. Oh, yeah. Boom. There we go. Now we're talking. Yeah, baby. There it is. There it is. I adjusted the colors for you, YouTube, so that they would be historically awesome. Remind you of the present day 1970s. Anubis hair. Let's go in fuzzy face. Alright, that looks almost just like the white that I put on yesterday. So let's make it darker. With some red brown. Also known as burnt sienna. Red brown. You can join me anytime, anybody, any scrap fan. Join me anytime. I want to put you two together. I have two cameras here. Oh, incidentally, this is what YouTube is seeing. YouTube. This is... No. This is Instagram. Instagram. This is YouTube. Instagram. YouTube. All this time of putzing gets edited out in the final. Aren't you glad you don't have to see it in the edit? Van Dyke Red. Let's use that. Oh, I see a bubble in my tube of paint, eh, Liquitex? What a rip-off. Ripping me off, man. They make sure to put the bubbles of air in there when you're being sold by volume, not weight, in an opaque tube. Alright, let's try it now. Okay, well, I guess we're going to have to... go with some white, because you can't see it because I made Anubis too dark. So, I'm going to go with some fatter strokes with this little brush to... just make all of Anubis lighter so that I can go back in and add darker hairs. This afternoon, I spent a couple hours with the Muses. They call themselves the Muses. Bunch of ladies of Kenosha pursuing the arts on their own time with their own agenda. They went around the table. They eat at all these meetings, right? Round robin house style, and went around the table and they told me the stories of their lives. And then I went home. Turns out they're fairly hilarious. Oh, hello, wholesome K-Join. What's it? You're not there. Oh, I got a phone call here. See, this is the other phone. This is the revision gallery phone, which is not showing me anything. Let's see what we can do. Hello, revision gallery. Live on Instagram. Notify somebody. Checking connection. It's not going to do anything. This phone is... My own phone is rebelling against me. Driving me nuts. Alright. That's alright. That's the price I pay. Not knowing what I'm doing, not having a producer who does. Jeez. Yeah. Revision shut off again. I don't understand it. Ugh! The head keeps falling off of this brush, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a big wad of paint, I'm going to shove it in the ferrule, and then I'm going to shove the brush back into the ferrule. And if that doesn't work, I'm going to get rid of this brush, which has been so faithful to me. Forgot to wash it first. Yeah. Maybe my YouTube cam is too close. Excuse me. So I wipe my schnozzololo. Put that aside to dry. Pick out a new brush. Small brush. Small brush, but not a good brush. All my brushes have lost their paint. Because I used to let them sit and soak in water. Turns out you're not supposed to let your brush soak in water. Just the tip, not up past the ferrule. Loses its paint. I was listening to a podcast about prehistoric animals today in the Younger Dryas, which is after the dinosaurs, before all the megafauna died off, all the mega mammals. Giant bears, giant wolves, the dire wolf, for instance. Giant cats, giant mammoths, several different kinds of proboscoids. There's a name for these long, snouted animals. Not proboscisaur. I don't know, but there's only two left. The African elephant and the Indian elephant. Turns out there were 4 varieties. They found evidence of at least 4 varieties of these in the Americas and Siberia. Mammoths, mastodons, that kind of thing. And the theory as to why they died out has always been overhunting. In this lecture I was listening to, the lecturer said it's a little bit ridiculous since these megafauna outnumbered man. And even if it was on a scale of 1 to 1, it's impossible to have caused millions of these to go extinct. And the theory isn't just that the elephant-like creatures went extinct. It's all mammals. All giant mammals. We killed them all, apparently. But it doesn't make sense. Okay, so now what? I keep forgetting about this. I have a source for that lightning trap. It's almost done, actually, this painting. I just got some black ivory. time for coffee. I try to always drink my coffee out of a wine glass. It's so much classier that way. And when it gets this empty, and it's this time of day, I just add a little snow water. This is water I harvested off my roof as snow. Oh, I just thought of something. I'll bet this clock is really loud for YouTube. Let's move down here. I always thought it was a great prop. Well, here's Guillotine. Ice water coffee. Tastes like the sky. Mixed with coffee. It's like the diner has been cleaned with pine salt. Oh, speaking of diners, I had breakfast today in a train car diner. An original diner. It was pretty good. And then a bum conned me into feeling sorry for him and buying him a breakfast. It was his second con breakfast of the day. I bear no malice. Okay, so let's see what we got. Brush is too small. Going with a bigger brush. And black paint. The Earth is not a sphere. The Earth is an oblate spheroid. So when you paint the Earth, you should paint it like an oblate spheroid. Otherwise, how are you going to recognize it? Using ivory black because it's semi-transparent. Ask me anything, team. Let's see what we got on YouTube. Anybody joining? I can't even tell. This is my first YouTube stream. And I should have a... Doesn't look like anybody's there. Capture top moments, new create a highlight video. Okay, well that's just, I'll do that myself. This is... It's just me and you. It's just the two of us. Revision gallery is pooped out. Sorry. I apologize. Lost edges. Lost edges are one of my favorite things in painting. Caravaggio uses them a lot. It's when things just fade off into darkness or a similar color. It could be light as well. Like you see this often in high contrast photos where you can only see the eyes and the mouth and everything else fades into the background. Lost edges. The lost edges of space. Okay, we are here. We're about halfway done, team. Halfway done. I thank you for joining me for this halfway mark. I'd like to thank my sponsor, Zeus, for providing the refreshments today, gathered off a snow-capped peak of my roof, mixed with the dirt of life. Whoa, what's that junk floating in there? I don't know. I'm guessing I'm drinking anyway. Because it came from the sky. Everything from the sky is good. Even fear. Just a second now. Okay, so if you have a good dream, tell me about your dream in the comments here and on YouTube. I'm at a loss as to how that works. I'm looking at it and I can't figure it out. Tastes like the sky. So we're talking about lost edges. So right now I'm in the process of losing the edges of Anubis's legs in this bit of sky here. He's the chthonic god, one of the chthonic gods. There's like about 1 million gods. There's really only 2 gods. Chthonic and sky. Chthonic and sky. That's it. That's all you got. Or you could break it down into chaos and order. Or you could break it down into feminine and masculine. Or you could break it down into harvest and sowing. But let's just break it down into living and dying. I think that's most pertinent. Because I'm dying right now, let me tell you, as an audience, you're one tough one. Especially, oh hey, what's going on, Mundanity? Thanks for joining. Mundanity is my most faithful servant. Follower. Name that tune. Lost edges. Oh, check out what I just discovered. Burnt sienna. I can use it for both the pig-leg monkey's fur and the coat of so many dimensions for the title accomplice. That's true. Mundanity is my accomplice in many ways, and you could be an accomplice too by joining me on Patreon. I mean, joining me financially on Patreon. Patreon.com/the Skrauss. The Skrauss. Skrauss. That's me. So I just discovered that by using the burnt sienna, I can smear it all over. Smear, that's a painter's term. The tunic of Anubis, and I can smear it all over the pig-leg monkey, and it does different things to both, but both things I want. Lost edges. So I smear it all over the fake pig-leg monkey's chest and fur, and it adds dimension in both spots. Check that out. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. That's awesome. That's pure, unadulterated awesome. There are no adults involved in this awesome. I just gotta tell you. You look up the word adult and you look up the word awesome, and they're not in the same part of the dictionary. Not even close. Adult Awesome. Yeah. Adult is under AD. Awesome is under AW, which is at the end of awesome. Okay, brother. I wish there were more than one of you. Oh, hey, Mundanity. If you look at me on YouTube, I have better sound. I'm streaming on YouTube today with awesome sound. Yeah. Not that YouTube cares. Oh, hey. Awesome sound and an even more awesome video. Okay, so we're doing Lost Edges. I wanted to get some blue. Let's try the blue of the Virgin blue, also known as Holy blue, also known as ultramarine. I always forget the name because it was designed and used for. I got crumbs and donuts in my paint. Gotta get that archaeologist brush out. So it was called Holy Blue. I think I talk about this every day because it was used just for Mary's robes because it was so rich and vibrant when they discovered it in the Renaissance. I think that whoever's watching me, cadmium yellow medium pure. Why do I have two of these? I think who's ever watching me now should next time invite their friends into their office, stream me on large wall-mounted TV, and charge for tickets. I won't even demand a cut. Yellow medium pure. What I want is lemon yellow or Hansa yellow because they're green tinted. Learn to paint. This song rocks me to sleep. Learn to paint. There we go. All right. Okay, so I'm mixing a bit of green with the white burnt sienna that I was calling brown earlier, and putting it on here to reflect this. Oh yeah, of course his toes would show some of that, reflecting the lightning there. his sandals. Can you hear me all right? I said his sandals. All right, whereas this one won't because it's being blocked by this junk. Let's put some here. Okay. You got his teeth. All right, so that's good. Now I'm going to put some darkness in there. I let the darkness fall across the land because the midnight hour is close at hand, according to the pig-legged monkey and Anubis, the hound of hell, come to terrorize yours neighborhood. Cave Dweller, did I ever tell you I love you? Pretend I never said that. I want to know what the difference is between hipster and douchebag. And then I want to know whether you consider me either one. And if so, which one? I want to know which one I am so that I can avoid appearances. Because the first thing you learn as an American is that you have to play to the appearances and hopefully avoid them or become them. So I want to be not necessarily either. I'm often accused of being a hipster. In fact, one of my top tier podcasters, Jason Horsley, almost didn't have me on his podcast because he was like, I don't know, he's a little too attached to being cool. Oh, here's a phone ringing, a phone that should be actually webcasting, but is not. It's let me down. So anyway, but he eventually did let me on his podcast. You can look it up, The Liminalist. You have to Google The Liminalist / The Skrauss, or you leave the slash out, I don't know. But you can listen to me talk to somebody who's intelligent. Imagine me and somebody intelligent speaking together. It's a win-win combination. So what I'm doing here is trying to get like a robe that doesn't look so light, because why should it be light if he's chthonic? There's no light in cathosis. That's not a word. Make this light darker, browner. Dark browner. Dr. Browner. And now it looks dumb. I'm gonna look in your face. I'm gonna look in the monitor here and say, "Oh, I guess that's not so bad. It seems to be receding." Can't tell at all in the YouTube session. Really go and check out that edit. It's gonna be awesome. My hair is crazy. This episode brought to you by Skywater. That clear, refreshing, snow refreshing, off the top of my roof, the roof of a church, Skywater. Food of the gods, or urine of the gods, depending on which god. I just keep refilling my coffee with it. Look at those golden chunks float. Oh yeah. Tastes like the sky. Now, back to this. I didn't want his robes to be white necessarily, even at all, but now they look too brown. But I'm not going to touch it because I can fix it later, and it may be good, but I can't tell right now because I have that thing where you can't tell if it's good or not right after you do it. Either you think it sucks, or you think it's brilliant. In either case, you're wrong. You have to wait and let it sit, let it simmer. Come back to it later, see how it really is. In fact, Linda Berry, when her students draw, she makes them immediately give the drawing away to somebody else in her class. Otherwise, they scribble it out or crunch it up. Or modernity, I guess. Time only will tell. That's true. See, wait, you just call me a douchebag? Not quite douchebag. Douchebag, not quite. Not quite. Sure, not quite. This hipster probably. I'm going to take this paint and paint you out of my phone. Okay, so anyway, I don't know. I just try to be myself. Somebody... Here's the definition of douche... Okay, so I was on this community for people who were exploring animism, and we're like into it. And I was reaching out to other people and saying, hey, you're in the area, we should get together and like physically meet and talk. And this guy told me, he looked me up, watched my videos, and told me I had my head up my own ass. I thought, we're on this platform because we have similar interests. And something I did on YouTube caused him to instantly dislike me. I don't know what it was. Maybe it's that immediate hipsterism that people assign me, and then they feel inferior. I don't mean to make you feel inferior, cave dweller. I mean, you can't help it being the way you are. Oh, look at that. Probably too dark. There's probably a dark spot right there. That's probably light. Hipster. I can't believe you called me a hipster. I mean, isn't a hipster somebody who's always ironic and into music? I don't know. Maybe I'm a hipster. I can't tell. I feel like the word hipster implies that you're interested in popular culture. And there's nothing less popular in culture than comics. Being a sign painter, aka graphic design, is more popular than comics. Okay, so we got this. Hold on. Wow, Monday, you keep talking to me. That's so great. I feel superior. Oh, I know you do. At least your personality evokes emotion. I would never call you bland oatmeal mundanity, even though you call yourself mundanity. Mundanity! He wins the bland appeal. Here's floaters in your eye. Skywater. Wait, is that paint? Oh, you know what that might be? I think that's a donut. All right. We are here. When the big hand gets to the big number, bye-bye live stream. Or, as they say in the kitchen of St. Patrick's, adiosito. Wait a minute, where did I threw that phone in a glass of water? What happened? Nothing. But I found it. I dried it off in my pants. Now, okay, so I'm at a point where I don't know what to do with this painting. I'm just sort of... How does Anubis look? I have to get the noodle. Head of Anubis right here. Okay, he's standing out a little more. I lightened him up so that I could darken him up in a bit. Hipster is more defining yourself in opposition to popular culture. The board was in the branding. Yeah, okay, I don't know if I... Do I define myself in opposition to popular culture? Maybe. Probably. I probably do. So I guess I'm a hipster, I have to admit. I guess I'm a hipster. I can't help it. I'm just not that interested in popular culture. Now let's draw the fur on the peg-leg monkey. I'm only interested in unpopular culture. And by that, I don't mean cult films. I mean Popeye. And not the Mork movie. Let's see. Got some... Let's try adding violet oxide to the peg-leg monkey. I bought this violet oxide on a whim because it was only $5 for a giant tube. And it turns out it's opaque and a little bit more purple than terracotta, but terracotta-ish. You know, like a brick. You could say brick red, but with purple mixed in. So let's try that on the peg-leg monkey's fur. I don't know if you can tell, but it seems to be doing pretty good. It's furring it up. I can't believe a guy on an animism message board would tell me I have my head up my ass. He's on an animism message board. Anyway, I'm interested in animism in the way that things are more alive than you think, and scientific materialism would just scoff at. I think we can respect things. If we assume that it's alive and living, has a soul, we can interact with it in a different way. It's not just a resource or something to be discarded, like, well, for instance, like these $1 million bills that are going to become real. No. This clock. There's a Jungian shrink that I know named Dennis Merritt who says that we consider, he's an eco-psychologist actually, he's very into the eco of the psychology. He says we look at the earth and put it in two camps, resource or dumping ground. But if we look at it as a living organism or a living commune of multiple organisms, all interacting, or if we look at nature as the interaction of billions of organisms, it changes everything, doesn't it? It changes it from a dumping ground to a playground. A playground we have to maintain and upkeep. We have to constantly maintain it. Not just like throw our disposable razors in it. Peg-leg monkey's got an axe to grind. Peg-leg monkey doesn't mind. Okay, Team Cave Dweller, thank you for joining me. Today we have less than 15 minutes. If you have anything burning on your heart, like why haven't you received my special Patreon gifts? It's because I don't have your address. Make sure you send me your address when you sign up for Patreon to get those sweet gifts. Oh, here's some of the gifts you might receive. Cheap-ass reproductions. That's right. Cheap-ass reproductions. Some might call them postcards. Some might call them collectible infographics. I made these to sell at Comic-Con. I sold one. And that's only half of the variety. I spent hundreds of dollars so that I can make thousands of dollars at Comic-Con, and I made dozens of dollars. This clock, I keep stepping on it. So the lesson for me was that if people can't, if what I'm selling doesn't fit in the section, the physical space where I'm selling it, people will pretend it doesn't exist. And in fact, people went past my table, as far away as they could. They squirmed. I made them squirm. I didn't mean to make them squirm, even though I turned the table sideways and stood like right in front of them and right next to them. I wanted to talk to them. And, they wanted me sitting behind the table so they could tower over me as they tower over their bellies, which are resting on the table. There was no room for belly restage on my table. I had all that merchandise to sell. I had to make $12. This tail is disturbing me. There's something wrong with this tail. It doesn't. And why is the thing so thingy? Oh, look at that. Now we're talking. Okay, that's right. It was too dark. Too black. Oh yeah, we'll just do that here too. Yes! Ow! Alright. How's that look to you? It's pretty small down there. Alright. So I have 3 different peg-leg monkeys. They all are different. I painted them all at different times, so they don't cohere, which I think is part of the strength of the painting and the narrative. The peg leg monkey is a different peg leg in each position. In surgery, post-op, and then on the return voyage. Oh, here's something very important that I forgot. His surgery scar. Well, first of all, he has a scar for one of his eyes. And now he has a surgery scar from his heart transplant. Peg leg monkey has been around the block. Is there anybody joining me on YouTube? I can't tell. I don't know. So I'm going to play to you. Team Instagram Cave Dweller. I think I have overstayed my welcome on Instagram. People, when I first started, were checking in. And now when they see me on Instagram, only mundanity checks in. Which he has self-identified as the blandest of the cave dwellers. Bland as oatmeal. And he's also called that his brand. And yet, he's the only one with me. So, and then he called me a hipster. So now I don't know what to think of my work, which is this presence that I'm doing now. This is secondary. Whoa, that looks like newsprint. That's cool. Alright, let's get some lost edges over here. While we still have time. I'm in just jaw jacking and I don't even have anything to show for it. Where's my Prussian blue? The Prussian blue. Saved. Where's my pliers? One of the first tools I learned that I needed besides palette knife. Actually, I learned I needed it before I learned I needed a palette knife, and that was pliers. Alright, lost edges on the dock. See what I'm saying when I say just add Prussian blue? Look at that. It's everything darker. It's so great. Alright, now there's, because that's a little bit of overkill, I'm going to wait a minute. That's not where I want the lost edges. I want the lost edges on this side. There we go. That's what it is. Yes. Maybe that's what he meant when he said I had my head up my own ass. It was that I forget what I'm doing while I'm doing it. Yeah, that's better. That makes me feel like there's depth. Prussian blue, Prussian blue. I want you, Prussian blue. Just can't go on without you, Prussian blue. There was a painter once, a plein air painter. She asked me what she should do Instagram used to give me minutes of operation. I don't see it anymore on that screen. I don't even know if I'm still on. She asked me what she should do to make an area dark, and I busted out the Prussian blue adage, and she just laughed in my face. So that made me wonder, why is she even asking me? She should have taken my advice. Okay, so now I did a little of this, I putzed on that, I putzed on this. I'm putzing around, lost edging it up, get some more lost edges down here. I want him to stand out, but this edge can go away. Let's see what we can do there. And I don't think it works. remember to like, comment, share, and share with somebody out of state. I'm trying to increase my extra Milwaukee patronage and followership. And it turns out I only have one follower, and he's not in Milwaukee, so I guess I'm successful. I shouldn't say that. I do have other followers. They're just not here now. I mean, it's 4 o'clock, right? That's after the workday. Okay, I am putzing. I'm trying to avoid work is what I'm doing here. Wait, what's my Danny up to? Sticking it out to the bitter end. I sure am. He's still present. Good. Indeed, you probably count as a negative audience member. No, my Danny, you're not a negative audience member. You're the most positive audience member I have. The negative ones click in, and just as I'm saying, hey, they go away. I give a personal greeting to everybody. And that's when they run. Alright, now this I want, there's some movement here. This like jagged area, this lightning area. How's that looking to you? Yeah, you can sort of see it. So I want to accentuate that. What's all this green? Okay, let's see what we do there. Alright, so this is where we're at. We're almost done. But of course, Instagram came in late, so we're going to go as long as possible. We're going to go overtime. I hope you can handle that, YouTube, if you even exist. YouTube. I tried to live stream YouTube the first day using my phone, and YouTube was like, oh no, you can't do it, you don't have 1,000 followers. I'm like, what? I never even heard those two words together in my life. 1,000 followers. I mean, who has that? 1,000 followers? That's like, I can't even count that high. I have never once in my life counted to 1,000. Yeah, that's a ticket. Okay, so what I'm going to do is in that area down there, I'm turning it into darker waves. I don't know what this green is, but this is where cartooning is so awesome. Cartooning is like impressionism of the mind. Impressionism is all optical. It's all giving the impression of something that's there, right? So if you think of Seurat's pointillist paintings, the prime example, but also Monet, right? He's all about the impression of what's there, and everything ends up looking blurry, right? Like you can't quite see, you can't quite make it out. But cartooning is impression of the mind. It gives the impression of what it is and its story and the action. So you see lines like this, you say bird. If you see lines like this, you say waves. It's a shorthand, it's iconographic, and in that way, it's more like language. Ideograms. It makes me wish I could read Chinese. There was a magical moment when I was in the Navy. I was in Singapore on a train, and I was holding the loop, and there was a knockout in front of me. She had her back to me. She was reading a book, and I was looking over her shoulder at this book, and it was like magic. It was all Chinese characters in rows going down. It was like that scene in The Matrix where all the characters are raining. It was just like that. And I was like, she's a magician. She's a queen. I never saw her again. So now, this should go down further because I want the points to be. So I'm using line in a way, a thick line. So I have to. It's like measuring in carpentry. You have to know which side of the line you're going to cut on. So here I have to know which side of the line is going to be black, and I messed it up. So I want the points to be blue, because the top is going all black. Oh, Maybe not all black. Alright, so here we go. This. Okay. Don't forget to paint the side. Paint the side because when they hang it on the wall, everybody can see the side of the painting. I usually just extend the picture, wrapping it around, but there's so many more clever things you can do. You can just paint it black so it fades away, or blends in, or white so it borders, white or black border, or neutral gray, or color, which I don't recommend. Or you could paint it a color and then write subversive words on it, like this is not a painting, this is not art, you are not intelligent if you're looking at this painting. I might do that on this one. Right. Why do people buy art? It's all about image. I think. It shouldn't be. It should be all about connection in your soul, but I don't think people really believe that necessarily. So what's the mundanity of it? I'm still present. Good. It's sticking out to there. Oh, we're still doing it. Okay, so I already read that. So there's some lightning bolt activity here, and I'm echoing that and wrapping it around. And it's mirroring this ion trail, which looked better in the original. Which is why I gotta fix it. But what is this? Where did this color come from? So, what have you learned today before Instagram cuts us off without warning? You learned about the Younger Dryas, you learned about megafauna, you learned about Skywater. Today's sponsor on Skrauss Live. Looks like water. Tastes like the sky. I'm telling you, if it wasn't for those chunks that I dropped in the jar, this would be the most refreshing thing I ever drank in my life. I mean, it brings out the nastiness of my own saliva and phlegm. And then washes it away in the cleanliness of the gods. Okay, so we got some depth going on with the Kirby Crackle. We got some depth going on with this special effect. We're working on that. Snakes. Let's do that with snakes. And the rod. Maybe the rod should be... There's a lot of similar greens in here. I don't know. How does it look like in small version? Oh yeah, we did learn about hipsters. That's true. Mundanity brings up a good point. He asks if art is just one big act of trolling. And it's trolling through passive aggression. Hipsters let you know when you're not cool enough to talk to them. I don't know how they know, but they know, and they use art to figure it out. See here. So, okay, we got some of this here. That's good. That's good. Okay, this is coming around. I'm starting to like this robe area better. Okay. I want all the light to be coming from this. But it's hard because there's also this. And because I'm just making this up and I'm not a painter from life, I'm not exactly sure how to make that happen. So, you can see the peg leg is actually in the water. This tail has to be fixed. Oh wait, we're going to talk about the snakes. I'm not sure what to do. I'm going to work on that tail instead. Cadmium red, baby. Cadmium red is the readiest. I mean, all colors are ready, but look at that. That is red. Because there's actual cadmium in here, which is a heavy metal and that's absorbed through your skin, I don't recommend putting it on your finger and showing your followers on Instagram. Okay, here's naphthol red. Light. Naphthol red, light, L-I-T-E. Okay, can you appreciate the difference? Not so much. And then the difference is not that one is shinier. Guarantee. Naphthol red is oranger. I shouldn't be putting the orange here because I wanted to make that greenish, but now what the heck? I can go over it later. Ah, the tail. All right, here we go. All right, this is just too confusing. I have to draw this. All right, YouTube, fans on YouTube, I'm going to Instagram just cut out, so that means we are done. I am done with you. Well, talk to you later.